The year is 1984. Somewhere beneath the Arctic ice, scientists drilled the deepest hole in human history. They were warned to stop. They didn't. What they found at the bottom wasn't geological. It was alive. And it had been waiting. The story begins on New Year's Eve. Anna Fedorova is a government epidemiologist, and she is celebrating with her family when her phone rings. Colonel Morosev needs her immediately. There has been an incident at the Kola Superdeep borehole, the deepest man-made hole ever drilled. Morosev promises her a prestigious new position in return. Anna agrees and prepares to leave at dawn. She arrives at the facility in Murmansk the following morning with Morosev, Major Sergei Mikheev and a squad of soldiers. The borehole sits beneath a bleak ice-covered complex at the edge of the world. And the mission runs into trouble before it even begins. As the helicopter lands, a man in a white lab coat walks straight toward them across the ice. Sergei shouts instructions. The man ignores them. Soldiers open fire and hit him multiple times. He keeps walking. He reaches under his coat, pulls out a grenade and detonates it right next to the helicopter. The blast knocks the group backward and shreds the man apart. Everyone survives but only Jest. Anna wastes no time. She examines the body immediately, collecting a sample. But the moment she seals the test tube, the sample crumbles to dust. Nothing remains. And there is something else. A faint red glow on the man's skin that vanishes as quickly as it appeared. One of the base guards tells her the scientist lost his mind the moment he reached the surface. It took 3 soldiers to bring him down. Whatever happened to him down below, it started long before he made it outside. Inside the facility, the group is met by the deputy head of research, Peter Kuznetsov, and Dr. Grigoriev himself. Anna tries to ask about the infection. Grigoriev refuses to say much. He does not trust them. His conditions are simple. He will give them access to retrieve a sample and ensure a safe evacuation of any survivors. Nothing more. He also refuses to explain why he locked the surviving workers in the lower levels in the first place. At the elevator, Grigoriev enters the access code with visible tension. If he fails 3 times, the elevator drops automatically as a failsafe. He succeeds on the 3rd attempt, and the group begins their descent into the deepest point of the facility. The ride down is already strange. When they reach the level below, the brakes stop responding. The elevator accelerates. Grigoriev moves fast. He depressurizes the car and pulls on an oxygen mask while everyone else collapses unconscious. When Anna opens her eyes, Grigoriev is gone. So is the elevator key. The group is stranded on the facility's residential level. The main research area is even deeper and the second elevator cannot move without that key. The level is almost completely empty. But not completely. In the cafeteria they find 2 people who were left behind in the evacuation. Nikolai is an engineer. Kira is a doctor. Anna brings them immediately to the medical lab and runs tests. Neither of them is infected. Whatever is happening on the levels below, it has not yet reached here. Then Grigoriev appears. He steps out of the shadows and speaks directly to Anna. His voice is calm but urgent. He tells her to take everyone back to the surface through the ventilation shafts, right now while it is still possible. He says people should always be the priority. Anna calls out to the soldiers. But before they arrive, Grigoriev is already gone. A smear of blood is left on the elevator door where he disappeared. He is injured. And he still has the key. The group makes a decision. Sergeant Igorov leads a squad of soldiers through the access shafts, wearing heat protective suits, to reach the lower research level and find both the key and any survivors. The shaft doors have been sealed by Grigoriev. They force them open. And the moment the doors swing wide, they find something none of them expected. A young woman is standing in the opening. She is not wearing any protective gear. She has walked up through heat that should have been unsurvivable. Her name is Olga, and she is a laboratory assistant from the level below. She can barely stand. The soldiers bring her to the medical lab while Igorov and his team descend into the shafts. Anna begins her examination. Olga has a high fever but insists she feels cold. Her eyes are unfocused. When Anna carefully removes her gown to check her back, she stops. Olga's back is covered with a dark, spreading growth. Something between mold and living tissue. Anna takes a sample. Olga says it does not hurt. Not even when Anna makes a small cut. He feels nothing at all. Anna places the sample under the microscope. What she sees is a cellular parasite. A highly virulent mold strain unlike anything recorded. Fungi and mold are among the least studied life forms on the planet, and this one is entirely unknown. That is enough for Morosev. He orders the operation shut down and begins preparing for evacuation. Nikolai starts working on forcing the elevator back to their level, which will take at least an hour. Then the intercom activates. Grigoriev's voice fills the room. He tells them he hoped they would have already escaped through the shafts. But since they have not, he has no choice. He apologizes. A moment later, an explosion shakes the entire facility. Grigoriev has detonated a charge deep in the structure. The blast destroys the pressure pump. According to Nikolai, this means the facility will collapse within 1 hour. In the medical lab, Olga's body begins to glow. She loses control. The glass separating her from the room shatters. She attacks Kira. Anna and Sergei run for the lab to respond, and what they find stops them cold. The walls are covered in mold. The air is thick. And Olga is no longer standing. She is partially fused to the floor, her body breaking apart from the inside. But she's still alive. Still moving. Olga releases a cloud of spores into the room. Sergei runs. Anna grabs a gas mask just in time. Then she sees Kira. Kira is also infected, and the process is advanced. Her body contorts. Her bones push outward through her skin. She collapses. Anna uses a fire extinguisher to clear a path to the door, gets out and shuts the lab behind her. Outside, she asks Nikolai to spray her down with the extinguisher to decontaminate any spores. Then she goes to find Sergei. She finds him quickly. But it is already too late. He is infected. He has lost his sight. Anna explains what she has worked out to Morosev and the others. The mold cannot survive cold temperatures. The surrounding permafrost is the only thing that has kept it contained underground for what could be thousands of years. To survive, it must live inside a warm host. If that host dies in a cold environment, the mold dies with it. The permafrost is its cage. And right now they are inside it. Morosev's plan is to ascend through the shafts while wearing heat suits, even with the infected Sergei, and reach the surface before the facility collapses. The group prepares. Then the radio crackles. It is Igorov. His voice is strained. He tells them not to open the shaft doors under any circumstances. Not even for them. Gunfire erupts in the background. Then silence. 2 soldiers crawl back through the doors moments later. They are shaken beyond speech. They say they encountered something in the lower levels. Something large. Their weapons had no effect. And now it knows where they are. The doors burst open a 3rd time. The last soldier comes through. His arm is missing at the shoulder. He looks at his team. He looks at his arm. Then he takes a knife and ends his own life before anyone can stop him. The shaft doors slam shut. Whatever is down there has reached the door and begins pounding against it from the other side. The walls shake with each impact. Sergei makes his decision. He and the surviving soldiers will stay behind and hold the door long enough for the others to use the elevator. Anna, Nikolai, Peter and Morosev get in. Sergei looks toward Anna one last time. Then the doors close. Nikolai has rigged the elevator to fall. The pressure during the drop makes it nearly impossible to reach the brake lever. Anna unbuckles herself, fights across the shaking car and pulls it. The elevator lands hard on the lowest level. The cold hits them immediately. This level is far colder than anywhere above. Every surface is coated in ice. In one of the rooms, a pre-recorded audio message plays. A scientist, speaking years before any of this happened, explains that the mold has existed since before the Ice Age. The permafrost trapped it underground. But it has already begun to adapt. It has learned to absorb hosts and fuse them together, combining body heat to survive in colder environments. Eventually, it will find the edge of the permafrost and it will escape. The recording ends. The group searches for survivors. They find none. Instead, they find a wall. Dozens of people fused together in a mass of infected tissue. All of them died when the cold reached them. All of them are still recognizable. Morosev volunteers to enter the 200-degree area where the mold is still active, to retrieve the elevator key from Grigoriev. He takes a protective suit from storage. The others wait. He does not return. Anna makes a decision that takes her to the edge of what a human body can survive. She enters the hot zone without any protection at all. The theory is that an unprotected person can last a few minutes in that environment. She will either find Morosev and the key or she will not come back either. Blisters rise on her skin almost immediately. She finds Morosev on the ground. His suit was sabotaged by Grigoriev before they ever left the surface. He never had a chance. But his hand is still closed around the elevator key. Anna takes it. Through the haze of heat, she can see the mold glowing on the walls all around her, pulsing slowly. She runs. He makes it back. Nikolai moves to help her. But Peter steps forward with a weapon aimed at both of them. He has made his decision. He wants the key. He wants the fame that comes with bringing back proof of this discovery. He has spent his career waiting for a moment like this and he is not leaving it behind. He takes the key, forces Anna and Nikolai into the elevator at gunpoint, and brings them back up to the residential level. At the elevator corridor leading to the surface, Peter moves to leave them behind and take the elevator alone. He steps forward. Then the shaft door opens. What comes through is enormous. It fills the corridor. It is built from people, dozens of infected bodies fused together into a single organism, their faces still visible, their mouths still open, all of them screaming as it moves. Takes hold of Peter. He is absorbed into it before he can make a sound. Anna runs. The creature follows. She moves through the cafeteria and pulls open the freezer door. Inside, she strips off most of her outer clothes and pours ice-cold water directly over her skin. Her body temperature drops fast. Her logic is simple. If the mold cannot survive cold, it cannot infect a host whose temperature is already too low to sustain it. She goes back out into the cafeteria. The creature is waiting. She drops low and crawls beneath it, reaches into what remains of Peter and pulls out the elevator key. Then she is through the doors and running. She finds Nikolai. Together they sprint for the main elevator as the creature tears through the wall behind them. They throw themselves inside and the doors close just as it reaches them. The elevator begins to rise. Then they see Sergei. He is on the floor of the elevator. Melting. The infection is in its final stages. He is conscious and he is begging them not to take him to the surface. He knows what happens if he reaches open air. The spores will be uncontainable. Everyone is gone. It will be the end of everything. Anna stops the elevator. Nikolai does not accept that. He reactivates it. The two of them fight for control. Nikolai is stronger. He gets his hands around Anna. He is about to end it. Sergei lifts his arm. What remains of it is mostly bone. He drives it into Nikolai. Nikolai goes still. The elevator keeps rising. Anna kneels next to Sergei. He has been asking her all mission where she is from. He tells him. He kisses him. Then she goes back to work. She remembers the failsafe. Entering the wrong code 3 times sends the elevator into freefall. She begins pressing the numbers. Her own body is glowing now. The infection is inside her. She manages the first wrong attempt. Then the second. The elevator reaches the surface. A hazmat team swarms the car before she can finish. They drag her away from the controls. She is surrounded, overwhelmed, pulled into a van. The facility doors close behind them. But Anna is not done. In the chaos, she takes a grenade from one of the hazmat soldiers. When the van slows, she gets out. She is outside in the Arctic cold. Soldiers are closing in. Anna pulls the pin. The explosion kills the mold inside her. Keeps the secret buried.